Dina.
Amy.
Oh my god. You're not going to believe the week I had.
Can we just drink and talk about it? I like squealed in it. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back to Wine,
Liars.
and Beer.
Baby.
And I'm Dina.
And we are a traveling podcast again tonight.
Again.
Yes. We are still on the island.
Yes.
We're heading out to Montauk for Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah, we have a camper attached to the car again.
We do have our little traveling vacation beachfront property ready to go.
Yeah.
There's like festivals and stuff. Do you know anything about them?
I was kind of looking into it last night. I think it's like some type of clam chowder festival, actually.
Yum.
That's what I'm hearing.
And tomorrow's supposed to be like a brisk fall day,
Yeah,
right?
like 60 something degrees, sunny. So that'll be good.
Yes, I'm excited. I love Montauk.
Me too.
I feel like it's a world away, even though it's
And you feel like you're on vacation.
Yes,
There.
you definitely feel like you're on. It does not feel like, just going to Southampton or whatever. It
Yeah.
feels very different.
Mhm.
Like kind of Fire Islandy, kind of paradisey.
Yeah.
And kind of like Cape Cod-y. I've never been to Cape Cod, but I have a sense that Cape Cod might feel a little bit like Montauk.
Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, I've only been to one part of Cape Cod, but it's very similar.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like it would feel like that.
Yeah.
We should rent a house once. Like,
In Cape Cod?
in Montauk.
Oh, in Montauk.
Well, like an off season, because I know that it's like disgusting during regular, or a hotel or something.
Yeah, definitely.
When things are open though, because I don't want to be in off season. Like when.
Even that house, you remember that house that we went to? No, you didn't come with me.
No, I did not.
My brother and sister-in-law rented a house out there. It was really nice. And it was like not right in the middle of everything. It was kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but they had like their own private beach down the street a little bit. So it was nice. But anyway.
Yeah, so apparently today, October 5th,
Oh, yes.
is the start of a new retrograde season. This month, from October 5th to November 19th or 16th, I believe, Venus
Venus is in retrograde.
Venus.
Yeah, that sounded, and you know what, reading, because I read a little bit about it, and it sounds a little bit more intense than this whole
I know, it's kind of
Mercury.
Mercury was about communication and not getting your messages through, and it could affect an entirely different aspect of your life, like emails.
Yeah.
How Venus in retrograde is affecting you emotionally and mentally.
It's fucking you up, basically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's turning people into manipulative beings, and in fact, my sign is one of the ones who's going to be manipulating.
So you're going to manipulate something?
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to be playing with people's heads, and apparently, I mean, this is all according to horoscope.
Yeah.
That I'm sending the wrong idea, or I'm not sending the correct idea. Well,
or
not
a clear idea.
Clear, yes. I'm not like trying to make people think I'm in love with them, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not giving them the full understanding of what my intentions are, and I'm like trying to think in retrospect, like, where would I be doing that, or am I doing that? So I'm really going to be putting a lot of effort into making sure
you're going to be very mindful of what you're
to
doing.
clarify and not let people think that I mean one thing when I really mean another. But I'm a little upset. It's a short one.
The whole
yes. So it's not.
Retrograde.
Remember, Mercury was in retrograde forever.
Yeah, and it felt like forever.
Right?
So that was like, that was.
But Venus in retrograde is going to only be like a month and 10 days. So. And
there could be a lot of damage in 1 month and 10 days.
Yeah, 41 days or something. But we have a lot of like social activities coming up soon.
That's what scares me a little bit.
I know, and it makes me want to like crawl into bed and just stay there because. What did you read? But tell me some things you learned.
Basically that it's messing with relationships. And
that we don't even have yet.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was all really about relationships, love, and things like that. So I don't know. I was just trying to I started reading a little bit, and then I was like, oh my God, this is a little nerve-wracking here.
But the thing is that have clearly, if anybody's been listening to us before, been trying to creep into the dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just pushing us back a whole nother month and a half.
Yeah.
Because it said specifically in the literature I read that you should not start anything right now.
Oh, okay.
It said do not. If you,
oh yes, that one article you sent me.
Yes, it said 5 things not to do.
Yeah.
And what was one
and
of them?
There was one that was basically stop, don't go back into the past at this point.
yes. Past
and that's what
past.
we have a hard time with that.
We do.
I definitely do.
And but I think we're reading it. We are reading it 2 different ways. Yeah. I'm thinking that we're looking to start new. Mm-hmm. So what we should not do when we're starting new is think of that person and compare them to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we meet somebody and be like, they're doing something, they're chewing too loud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't like them because he reminds me of so-and-so who chew too loud. And that person, made me feel, because it says that you're going to emotionally torment yourself by thinking about these past things. And what are you thinking?
I'm thinking of just let the past stay in the past and move on. Don't keep going back to the past.
So block numbers past.
Basically, yeah, I would say so.
Oh my God, that's so difficult when you're not supposed to start new.
I know. So might as well stay in the past at this point.
If I'm not supposed to start new,
what am I supposed to?
I'm just supposed to wait
maybe
41
we're just
days.
Supposed to focus on ourselves.
I've been doing that for 5 years, and this is exactly what I was talking about today. All right, so at work today, I had an opportunity to speak to somebody that I haven't spoken to in a long time. So we caught up really quick on lunch hour. And she has a similar history to mine. Okay. As far as relationships are concerned. And the thing with her, though, is that I haven't really gotten serious in 5 years, and she went in right away to another relationship, to the point where she's married already. Mm-hmm. So she got remarried.
Oh, wow. Okay.
After her incident with her last person. And it was quick. It's within the last 5 years. Okay. So lose one, marry another kind of thing. And we were talking about, of course it comes up all the time, are you seeing anybody? Are you dating? Oh, you're so busy. And I said, I really didn't think about it. I really didn't think about it for so long. When we went and saw that psychic that one time, and she said to me that you have a tendency to want to fill voids with another person, a man. Mm-hmm. That I think it's a good idea that you take a break. And, one of the things that I'm supposedly here for, and we'll learn about this more when we do our past life regression, is to learn about unconditional love. Not only giving it, but accepting it, both ways. And the only way that I am going to move on that karmic path of mine, she was using all this language, is to...
This is a psychic now?
Psychic, yeah. Is to learn to unconditionally love myself. Okay. So at first I'm like, meh. Yeah. Whatever you say, wah. And I kind of was forced to take a year hiatus from life for a minute. Mm-hmm. And, I didn't leave the house much. My friend circle became decreasing in size, limited to 3 or 4 people. And I kind of did a lot of introspective thinking, but because I was forced to, Mm-hmm. And once I started going back out, I remember the first time, I think we were going to meet you guys. It was right when, we started reaching out and hanging out again. I'm in the car with somebody on our way to meet you, and she would be one that's you have to go meet somebody. Mm-hmm. You're not going to meet anybody sitting on your couch. You have to go meet somebody. You have to get out, meet somebody. we're in the car, and a phone call comes through, and it's her significant other, and she answers it, and it's like loud in the car, and they're arguing while I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I'm like, she hangs up the phone. I'm like, that's exactly
why I'm not doing this.
Yes, I'm not, this is not what I'm looking for. I want to go out and I want to have a good time. I don't want to have to be arguing with people about stuff. If I have a feeling that I want to go, out, I'm going to go out, and nobody's going to tell me any different. Because that was the issue on the phone. Like, I can't believe we're going out. Girl never really goes out either. So that was that, and I'm like, whatever. And I spent a good portion of the last before years, because that's a year later, of like doing things that I wanted to do. And I have an awesome life. And I said to this woman at lunch today, I'm like, no, because I kind of liked my life. I said, and up until about a year ago, I really was so happy with just the life that I was living that I didn't really want to, have to, and it sounds so selfish, but make time and energy for somebody else and possibly have to waste that time and energy on heartache, and letdowns. So she was like, I knew right away that I wanted to find somebody new to be taken care of. Like, I wanted to get married and have somebody, like, I'm not getting any younger, to be there for me and take care of me and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, I was like, no, I want, like, at this point, I would be happy with somebody who was platonic, just a ride or die male, and because you sometimes want a male person, like, can't bring a +1 female to your wedding. That sucks. You know what I mean? We're heteros, so but to have that friend that you can just dial up and not have any strings attached, not worry about leaving and feeling like, what did I do, or any of that nonsense. And I said, I'm afraid, like, I don't, like, any good thing has turned bad. And it's the stupidest, slightest bad thing. But I'm done. Like, I'm bored, but so I'm just bored.
I know.
With the idea of, like, a relationship. I don't understand. So, am I thinking this stuff because Venus is in retrograde?
It might be. I think about it, and, I'm the same way. People they always make comments like, oh, you guys, you do so much. Like, you look like you have such a good time, They're envious of what, us going out or what we do, because we're not just going out and going to the bar. Like, we're actually doing different types of things. And then I always get those questions like, so are you dating anyone yet? Like, so, are you in a relationship? And I'm like, no. And I feel like I always give the same answer. I'm like, no, I kind of like to just focus on myself right now. But, like, how long am I going to be focusing on myself for?
I know, but
then I think, I'm a good friend of mine that I work with. He is... What is happening? I think so. Tap the record button to start a voice memo.
Like another one?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, there was a little technical difficulties there, but we're back. Up and running now.
Nothing out of the ordinary for us. I mean, something is in retrograde at the moment.
That's for sure. But I was just like, I was saying, I have a friend at work who, he's been married, I guess, I want to say like 10 years, maybe a little less than 10 years. Maybe they've been together for 10 years. But his husband lives in the city.
Okay.
And my friend, lives out here, this way. So, and his husband lives and works in the city. His husband has his own apartment in the city. he won't get rid of the apartment because it's the whole rent control or whatever it is.
Right.
But his husband stays in the city all week and comes out either Thursday or Friday night and stays out with Brian for the weekend.
Okay.
That's my perfect type of marriage right there.
Yeah.
I need that.
Except, okay, this is another aspect of the conversation that I was having today with my friend. It's all fine and good, and I you know what? For me right now, I feel like that would work perfectly as well. But
are you gonna add like a kid situation?
No, I'm not adding kid. No,
okay.
I'm adding feelings, like emotions. I do not consider myself to be a jealous person at all. Mm-hmm. Like I don't. Like, I go play this, do that, right? Have poker night with your friends. Go on a bachelor weekend or whatever. You don't have to call me 17 times during the day for me to be at your beck and call. I know a lot of females are very, like needy. But the jealousy aspect, I think, might creep in if you don't have, I don't know, just the weekend.
And then I guess like
work and stuff could keep you busy during the week. Go to the gym, take a new hobby, get home, just pass out at night. If you have them on the weekend.
And I think when you're at an older age, then it's a little bit different.
Right, but I definitely need to be a Saturday night girl. I do. I don't want to be your Tuesday night girl. I don't want to be your Sunday night girl. I want to be your Saturday night girl. So maybe the weekend would work for me. Maybe it would. Yeah. I do want to be a Tuesday though too, because I like a spontaneous. Oh, what are you doing tonight?
Like a night out for dinner. Or
yes,
like that.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. I hear you.
But I don't want it to be inconsistent either. Like I went out one time with this person. Like I don't want it to be like that. So I don't know. It's so difficult.
It is difficult, and then you think like I have friends that maybe. They have significant others and they're spending a lot of their time there, like as far as they're not technically living together, but like she'll sleep at his house all the time, and that's also nice too because it's companionship. But I don't know, I mean, I guess when I tell myself when I find the right person,
you'll know.
I'm going to know. So
but I don't know about that too.
Also, I have to break. I don't want to say I have to break ties, but like I have to really start
clean yourself,
thinking
just cleanse yourself.
Of the past situation.
Let's just cleanse. So no thinking about the past for the next 41 days for number one. Number two, like maybe in this time you should be cleansing yourself of their energies, because I read something at another time that any time that you connect with somebody, physically especially, they leave some of their energy. In fact, remember, we were I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, that guy, not the psychic guy that we went, and that I said I went and saw, it was after, I think we did talk about it, because you went to the secret psychic, remember?
I went to the secret psychic.
Last week you went to somebody, or the week before, remember?
Oh, yes, okay,
and I said, JVP, he does that, and he was on a show. In his book, because I then started reading his books after I saw him, because I felt like a real connection, and it felt that he was authentic. He said that when he does cleansing, karma cleansing, he can see like negative aura, like black auras, and that's the other people's stuff on you. So they still have a connection to you, even though you're trying to figuratively cut ties. You need to literally erase the, like how we just put chains and holes. You got to get rid of the adapter. You have to get rid of that thing. So I think that we should really look into like a cleansing class or something. Like you said, your psychics get free one. You get the free one. I'll pay for mine, and we'll go cleanse and see if we feel any different after that situation, because I think that you do have like invisible ties to people. Because why out of nowhere, just like people say there's signs everywhere, would that person pop into your head?
I know.
You talk to them in 6 months, why are they popping into your head? Because they got some kind of time. And why, when you're just talking about them. Like, I have one, thank God I haven't talked to them in a while, but I have one that anytime I say the name or somebody brings them up and I have a boom, that night, motherfucker's calling.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that kind of temptation.
Yeah.
I don't. But then you don't want to cut ties because they're useful for something. Like, they know somebody. You know, I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Apparently they all know guys.
Oh, I need to know a guy. I was going to ask if you knew a guy to get rid of trees in my yard because
he probably does.
That one bush is annoying me.
Actually he probably does. But I know it's and not even that any of these past, I don't even want to call them relationships because that's not what they are, but like these past situations none of them are really even healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so they're not to the point where I'm like hooked onto it or held on to it because it was a meaningful relationship that I actually had feelings for. Because that's not it. I'm going for these guys that like there's no commitment there whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that one day a guy will come into my...
So I have a question for you. Now, I'm not saying any of the past had potential or they didn't, because you know, all of that stuff, like what people see on the outside, the surface, is sometimes different than what goes on. Not only surfacely, but inside your own head.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you feel? Because I feel, and I'm just asking, like maybe you do the same thing, that you self-sabotage. Like there's a reason why none of these were long term.
Yeah, I don't blame it all on the other person, but like I myself am attracting to these guys that I know deep down and in my mind.
But do you know that initially, or does that happen over?
Yeah, no, I mean I can get a pretty good feel for it right away. I
feel like I am exposed to genuinely doable people. All right, I don't know if there's any like gems out there anymore.
Yeah.
But what I've been exposed to doable, and I will find reasons to not want to.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back a couple months to the summer on this one, and I really don't give a shit at this point. How one can seem so like nice to the point where I'm like, we had the bad boy, good guy conversation, and when I was describing certain things that how it was progressing, and I was like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
And you were like, get out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm bored. And then I'm like, I'm going to wait to see because, like
change.
The time situation. I wasn't a weekend girl at that point because there was no weekend availability because he was gone for the entire weekend. And then the entire weekend availability came and I'm still not a Saturday night. So,
it's time to go.
Well, it was. I mean, it was at the time. It's just, this isn't, like, what is this?
And then when
I was bored to begin with. So, like, why am I even bothering?
Well, because you never know. I mean, you then don't want to then think back and say, what happens if I gave that? What would have happened if I gave that a little bit more time? So,
whatever. Freaking idiots. It got really, really bad. Not bad. There was no argument. There was no, like, whatever. But, you know what? I'm going to girl code it at this moment because apparently one of our listeners has some kind of connection to this person. And I should have seen the signs way ahead of time.
Yeah.
When that even came into play. But you got to be careful, man.
No, you do.
This deception. And then it wasn't even deception. It was like...
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Like manipulativeness. Kind of, I don't know
either. And then you know what, I laugh because right now, obviously, like, okay, when did we record? That was like over a week ago, right?
It was a week.
All right,
today's Friday. We recorded Wednesday last week.
Yeah, but so we didn't talk about last weekend, right?
No.
Like I went out on Saturday night.
Yes, okay. All right, tell that story.
Okay, so I went out Saturday night, kind of a last minute type of thing, and we Ubered into Patchogue, And we went to Meatball Place, and then someone in our group of friends was not allowed in because he had rips in his jeans, so he actually had someone bring him new jeans, but till that point we had to go to tap room, whatever, and then went back into Meatball Place. You need to be wasted before you get into these places, because it is just so crowded, so many people, and I didn't mind it because I was drunk before I got there. Right. So I was loving life at that point. I was, having a good time. I'm with a lot of people that were younger than me, and it was all fine and good. So I ended up giving my number to some guy there, and it's funny to me because I couldn't tell you what he looked like. I mean, I can tell you a gist of what he looked like, but if I was to pick him out in a lineup, I probably couldn't do that. So, but he's been texting me all week. And so it's just innocent, chit chat. I mean, he has initiated saying, I think we should hang out. Okay. But there was nothing. All that happened Saturday night was dancing.
Right.
Okay? That was it. So, but he's a lot younger than me. And I know it's not an issue, but no,
I mean, if it is an issue for you, you got to figure out what your non-negotiables are. You have to figure it out. What is it that you want? And we did this when we were going to try apps, Bubble, whatever. Yeah. And those non-negotiables kind of went out the window because we started catalog shopping. Mm-hmm. We have to get out of that mentality of that shopping, when you go to pick out a dress, you have the opportunity to make it as perfect as possible. Yeah. These are human beings, Yeah,
so I'm thinking, okay, so this is my thought, because I'm learning a little bit, stop right here. I'm learning a little bit about him as, the conversation goes on. So he does work, he has 2 jobs, and then I've learned that, just by asking, so you have any plans over the weekend? And he says he's working, he has off Sunday, but he's, the rent is due. So obviously he's living either on his own or
has roommates,
so
he's
whatever.
Not at home.
Yeah, I guess, unless he's paying.
Which is a possibility.
It is.
Yeah, and that is even humble,
know? Mm-hmm. So, that's something. He doesn't really go out too much from what I'm understanding. He likes to play video games. He likes sports and things like that, which is not a problem either. I'm not saying
he doesn't go out much?
No.
So what was he doing on Saturday? Did you ask?
He was just out with his friends, apparently. So, because I think there were other people with him, if I remember correctly. But, right now it's just innocent conversation. Do I think I'm going to hang out with this guy? I don't know. I'm not to that point yet where I can say yes or no. When he's talking to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, that might sound good, whatever. And he'll say, oh, I really would love to go to a hockey game. Maybe we should go one time. Because he knows that I like hockey.
Okay. So you've discussed some of your interests.
Interests, yes.
All right. So what, besides hockey, are some of your
my interests?
Similar.
Oh, similar?
Yeah. Because that's that's the make or break.
I know.
I can hang out with somebody if you get along, and you have things that you like to do together.
Yeah.
I'm not going fishing. We talked about this. I don't really want to go on a hike.
No.
I'll do it, but I won't enjoy it. But I want somebody who I can call last minute and be like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. There's a 7:13 train to Brooklyn. Let's get on it. Bruno Mars is in town.
Yeah.
That's you. You know what I mean? I want the male counterpart to you.
I think this is our problem, is that, why do we need boys when we have each other to do all this stuff for us?
I know. And the thing is that we
here we are in a fucking truck with a camper attached to the back, and it's pitch black out because it's 8:50 at night, and we're going to Montauk, and that's it. Who needs a guy?
I know. For real.
But I don't know.
But I think that if we had 2 more people to do what we do on a regular...
and it would be nice to be able to hang out with, us, and then 2 male counterparts.
That would
maybe
be fun.
Preferably like brothers or something.
Like instead of 2 people dancing, it would be 4 people dancing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I know.
Like it would definitely be much more entertaining.
Right, but we can't work. All right, so what we need to get out of this episode is that we are not doing this until the end of November.
Yeah, the end of November. Yeah. We have a pretty busy schedule. So
I have a pretty busy schedule between now and like January, I feel like.
January, shit, man.
Yeah.
So you're going to look for a boyfriend in January. I got to work on it now. I got to just like put my feelers out. I'm not boyfriend hunting. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea either.
No. And I'm not looking either. Yes. I'm not like out there looking.
And all right, so that's another thing too. I don't want to search. I want it to just happen.
Yeah. And people say it just happens. All right, when is this
people
just happening?
The other people are looking at their phones too much, so you have to like make yourself noticeable. Tell a funny joke, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Make out with random guys, trade phone numbers in bars.
Yeah, I guess.
Or snaps, right? All you got to do is show them like your snap. I know,
and I did exchange snaps with this guy too.
Did?
Yeah. No other social media though. I should find out if he has other social media.
What else can we do? We're like social freaks at the moment. We've been, branching out, seeing other people. Like I was out Saturday night as well, but not with you, which is not typical. You know what I mean? We do have our own friends, but we end up with our own friends with each other a lot of times. So now we just got to plug that into finding a party, because that's what it would be. It would be a traveling party. Like imagine we could be carpool karaokeing. Like so much fun right now. It's freaking Get Your Funky On tonight. Yeah. Could have had a dance party. It's hard to have a dance party with 2 people.
Yeah. Especially like the 2 of us. That'd be so awkward.
So.
Alright, so we got some plans.
Not like hunting. We're just saying.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not hunting. So that's not me.
No, I don't want to be. I'm not desperate. I love my life. I am not desperate. I am not lonely.
And that's the thing. I'm happy.
Yes.
Like I'm not happy. I'm happy. So if I was to find that other person, it would just make me more happier. Yeah, more happy. Yes.
Yes.
So, all right.
Yes, that's what that is.
Okay. So, sounds like a plan.
Okay. All right. So apparently, no thinking about the past, so no comparing new guys to old guys. No starting up with new guys, because it's not time to do that either.
Yeah.
Be careful what you say to people, especially me, or what people say to you from people like me.
Yep.
Because I'm going to go back to my old fucking lying ways. That's what's going to happen this month.
You're going to be a fucking manipulator. I better watch you.
Oh my God. I have to be careful, because I'm going to be putting up roadblocks all over the place.
You're going to be blocking me too.
I know. I do that. All right. So where are we going? We have next weekend nothing, right?
I think I have like family engagement.
Yeah, I have like work stuff to do. The following weekend,
we have a Halloween party.
Nobody knew though, so it's not right. It's not like we have to like be careful about lying or anything like that.
No.
And then I have another party on Saturday that you can come to, and then the following weekend is family stuff again. So we should be good. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. I didn't do a happy hour that following weekend too, the 26th.
Okay.
But yeah.
Be careful. Just be careful.
You know how that ends.
That's all I have to say.
So.
Careful of those crazy manipulators.
Yeah, because they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Anything else on that note?
Because now I'm like thinking instead of talking, so it's just going to get going from there.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's been a super, super busy week, so I have no idea if anybody even messaged us, because our social media has been like few and far between. We even did a story all week long.
I know, but we'll story this weekend.
Okay, so we haven't even been interactive. We apologize for that, but still, talk to us. Come, like, come talk to us in person. No more emails. Well, send the email first, or the DM, whatever. Slide on in.
Slide on in.
We will gladly
plan
take you on one of our adventures. So
train. Yeah.
Or you can tell us about one of yours.
Yeah, and I think next week we have a guest, so
we do.
And I'm having some ideas for other guests, so be on the lookout.
Me too. It's just hard for people to get the courage to, share.
Yeah, and I think our former guest Sarah wants to come back on. So
awesome.
Maybe we'll talk to her about Venus in retrograde now.
Yeah. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram. Usually, that's where we tell most of our upcoming stories or give background info. We're also on Twitter, Facebook,
YouTube. You gotta subscribe.
Episodes, subscribe, follow.
Yeah.
And iTunes.
Yes.
Soon. I really gotta get into. I gotta dive in when we have a second to breathe. Google Play, and other areas for the Android listeners.
Yes.
Subscribe and rate on iTunes as well, so it gets our rating up, which makes us very excited.
Yeah.
And
that's about it.
Yeah. So until next week.
Wish us luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.